Okay, guys, we have LS1 Tech, episode 12, question and answers.
And Matt's a little tired. I woke him up to do this.
I am tired and cold.
And we actually forgot about,
I totally forgot about it.
because, just over there cracking 1,000 horsepower at the dyno, he forgot.
Yeah, busy guy. So, first one we have here is just. Luckily, we only have 27. And I mean, this feels good. 27 of them, that feels good.
You just said this in Q&A episode 11. It made me laugh, so I made an image.
Yes, that's funny. I'm going to keep the image. I'm going to post that places. Next. In response to Canadian Rust about Canada, it really depends on where you're from. Originally from 4 hours further north. Even though it's only 4 hours away, winter's completely different. In Sudbury, it snows so much white. It'll snow so much, you have to shovel your way out of your house. While in Toronto, it's unlikely you get more than a dusting. They blast brine all over salt like it's going out of style. Huge rock salt, not that often. Huh. Yeah, so up and down. Some people were like, it's fucking terrible. They were posting in the video. Throttle body bracket. One of the recently acquired LM7s I have has a bracket adapter I had not seen before. Bracket adapter. Okay, anyway, I couldn't understand its purpose after watching your nitrous install. I think maybe the reason. Yeah, I don't know what you mean. Oh, you just had a bolted on one instead of the studs? Or are you asking about the coolant crossover hose? Or I don't know what you mean.
On to the next.
Oh, is this the thing? Throttle bracket relocated. Oh, yes, this was for the nitrous kit might have come with this or something they're talking about. Now I finally know. Okay. Whoa, I'm slow today, guys. In the process of Turbo 5.3 build, goal is 1,000. Shooting for 1,000, anything over a plus. Besides buddies telling me I need thicker deck heads or gonna lift heads. So my question is, how much power before I need to worry about new heads? Stock with head studs. I just have stock heads and stock head bolts. And I don't have that head lift problem.
No. Alright.
Yeah. I think people lift the heads because they push the motor too hard. Not because they like to lift heads. It's like a funny thing. Everyone told us we would lift the heads.
What is this?
Wow.
Alright.
Non-intercooled.
No, they were just, thanks for what you do. I just wanted to add a little information for those interested in the GT45 and hot air setup that we run. We're not asking you a question. So everyone can just read this. You don't have to read it out loud.
Yeah. Okay. He's talking about the silicone bracket and not being oddball exhaust flange. Yes. They placed second at 3 650 index races of the 5 we went to. Oh, nice. Thanks for you and your wife do. I could add a little information to these interested. Nice, yeah. The GT45 is capable for sure. I think there's better options now. Oh, I love the videos. No need to reply. I have an 84 Monte Carlo with a Gen 353. I've always been a nitrous guy, but your videos encouraged me to go turbo. So now the Gen 353 has S480, air-to-air intercooler, sloppy stage 2 cam, Circle D, MS3 Gold, Deca 80s, 80E, Aeromotive. Okay. Car is up and running. And I know I need to be easy on the Gen 3 motor. Just keep it under 14 pounds. And, I mean, you're going to have to... Usually I do 14 and 14 and move it around from there. So 14 pounds and 14 degrees. To be conservative, you could do 14 pounds and like 10 degrees. It's usually fairly low amount of timing, but work it around from there. Rust-free trucks, awesome videos. I feel bad for you guys in the Rust Belt having to deal with rotted out Silverados when I see row after row of them in the junkyard with zero rust here in California. Grab a U-Haul trailer and come and pick some trucks up. No typey, me watchy. Sloppy 480E brake. Hi Matt and Jamie, greetings from the west coast of British Columbia near Vancouver. Your shenanigans have inspired, nay, forced me to start an El Cheapo hot rod stuff after 15 years. One question, have looked for a while, got no feedback. Sloppy 80E brake. I am sure if I was to run disaster, I would heard some. Okay.
I'm sure if it was a home run disaster, I would have heard some reviews.
Yeah, I haven't heard of anybody breaking it by using it. It just puts the car into third.
Do you know anyone that's done any actual trans brake internal mods? Fluid relief mainly to keep clutches from burning up during the transition from direct to first.
Nope.
No?
No. I don't know of anybody doing anything funny, and I do know of a lot of people. There's an LS1 tech thread. Imagine this. If you search, there's an LS1 tech thread where I do that third gear thing, and everyone's like, it's working, and everyone's like, but did you blow up? And everyone's like, no. And then everyone's like, did you blow up yet? Everybody, did you blow up yet? I just have to ask. I need a 1 year update. Did everybody blow up? And everyone's like, no. Anyway, grout filling alloy block here in Australia.
Yeah, I've watched.
Yeah, I know
videos,
this.
I was wondering.
Yeah, I don't know anything about concrete filling blocks. I know that the LS1 likes to drop sleeves. I don't know if the grout or concrete will stop it from dropping or rattling sleeves. I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff. Insert witty title here. Hey, Matt and Jamie. I just wanted to run some questions by you. No need to type since I'll be watching the minute it's posted. I'll go ahead and thank you and say that your videos have inspired me to follow through with this and try a Turbo LS truck 93 RCSB C1500 done by graduation May 17. Congratulations on closing in on that. That's going to be soon. Basic goals are daily 500, 750 because everybody around here in my high school just turned 18 Sunday. Got a 6080E as a gift. Wow, thinks their dicks are huge because they have a 350 horsepower LT1 Camaro.
I like this kid.
That can do sick 3-foot brake stands and barely a puff of smoke. Also because I'll get bored with 506 to 8 months, so I'll be trying to be a bit realistic. Yeah, it's good to be honest with yourself, with your goals.
But you and me both know I'm basically just in it for the choo-choo noises. A little bit of chop. Some high school.
Yeah, horsepower.
Bragging rights. Yeah, absolutely. This kid is cool.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
Yeah, you're cool. You're going places.
Keep that attitude. Wow, here we go.
List together from the videos I've religiously watched. Should I go ahead and spend the extra coin on a gold box kit? I know I eventually will get one once it's turbo, but I was thinking of just going NA with stock computer until I gathered all the parts.
That's a solid plan. And then if you know somebody that's in your area that with HP tuners knowledge, you could just keep the HP tuners. You could easily do the 500 to 700 on stock computer. I recommend that people get the gold box if they're going to do like racing and use all the features like the onboard data logging or anti-lag or just setting up any one of the features built in there. But any of the systems work. They all work. It just depends on if you are capable with it or someone in your area knows how to tune it. Or
since I'm going to be running what injectors should I slap in? I was thinking 160s, but I don't really know. Oh, also, would I be able to get away with the stock truck fuel system with those horsepower goals?
A stock return one, yeah. I made 750 easily with the stock return fuel rail. You should get, if you want to make 750 on ethanol, you should get 160s. Don't get any crappy ones.
I think it's better.
Yeah, I mean, everyone seems to like the Holly injectors. I don't know of a lot of people selling 160s. Just don't get the ones. I made that video about the Bosch 160s, and they have like a polymer body, and when the car gets hot, they stop running correctly, and there's that whole issue.
Oh, and of course I'm going to have a hater pipe out the hood.
Good.
I recommend this because it's going to be a DD, plus it would be funny as fuck. What is the clip? I want to see. Is it a picture?
Yeah, a flapper.
Well, at least he has something to close
I'm
it
really
off.
not a huge fan of the flappers.
Yeah, but at least he can close it off.
Yeah.
Unlike somebody else that can't park their truck outside because.
Yeah, I had to put a Nerf ball in mine.
Yeah, and I think
or I'll
that
just
one of the
flip
little
the pipe
kids
around.
in the area will freaking pop it out of the freaking truck. What kind of music do you both of you like? We love all music.
Yeah.
A lot of rock.
Any orders on ETA and pre-orders? Well, the shirts are selling right now.
The shirts there is a store on Shopify now, and they are up, and we have a lot of orders that we're sending out next week. So
we actually got so many orders that we were not expecting that I purchased a professional label printer to expedite this process because we have like over 100 orders that we have to fill. And trying to write those by hand is going to be futile. So
I was going to do it, and Matt told me no.
I'm like, let's just order. I got a Dymo 4XL 4x6 shipping label printer. It was worth it.
Our basement is pretty much thrown up on sloppy merchandise.
Yes, the entire basement is filled with shirts and shit right now. So, but yeah, you can order them.
I remember you mentioning something about a really good tuner in Kentucky, or maybe I was just being stupid and only heard Kentucky. Oh, Shannon Taylor. Would you mind mentioning who that was and recommending somebody in northeastern Kentucky?
Yeah, Boost Addicts.
Yeah, Shannon.
Shannon Taylor, my buddy, works at Boost Addicts. I've heard things about Blue Cat. I've heard good things about him too, which is like 10 minutes away. Wondering if I should just... You live 10 minutes away from Blue Cat? Yeah, I heard that guy's really good. I mean, get estimates and make sure you can afford it or something, but...
what kind of muffler bearings do I need for my turbo towing rig with...
Yeah, Jesus Christ. All right, thank you.
Do you guys want to go to my graduation?
It would be fun, but that's far.
But early congratulations on your graduation, and we hope everything works out with your truck because you seem pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, well, a single 450 is fine for 700, but if you want 700 on ethanol, you're going to need 2 of them. I'll just add that.
Graduating and then it's already that cool.
Yeah.
He's going
oh, 4.8 build.
So I've been researching all over the internet on how to build a daily driver with some power. I've seen your name on some forums. Thought maybe you... I'm sorry. I can't.
Maybe you could write the rest of your question. Maybe he wants me to...
I don't know. Go look at the truck build. What to buy, right? Hi, Matt and Jamie. Long time fab, first time right. Fellow IT guy with a tinkering engine car building kink as well. Much less experience. I bumped into Dick Hamo. Was able to make the roadkill zip tie drags, but my 4L60 was exploded. Aw.
Who would have thought?
And never made a pass. I have a 4L60. Car seat on the trailer, and I hooked it and ran my Jeep Wrangler with like 2,000 pounds of tools, jack and jack stands.
Watch me lose to a Chevy Love. Let's watch.
At least he's still having fun.
There's no audio. Huh. Nice work.
At least he still had fun. That's cool.
Solid.
I went to Stop Mechanics while I was in Michigan visiting family this past month, forcing him to watch hours of Denmark shenanigans, videos via Chromecast. We have Chromecast. He started asking about donor vehicles, and I think cloning your 6.0 swapped Turbo Colorado is a little too steep for getting his view. We agree. So I suggested to take the 20. Yes.
Yeah. We don't have to swap it. It's already in there. Yes.
Go ahead. All right.
As you tend to preach about the quality and strength of your stock Gen 4 upgraded rods, pistons, are those only in LY6 engines? No. They're not only in LY6s. Special hybrid years of LQ4s? Yeah, this page identifying the rods. They trickled them in. See, this is it gets very difficult. This is a tricky answer because they trickled in those rods into some of the motors from like 03 to 06. And you know how Sometimes newer stuff is in a Tahoe, and then it gets trickled into a Silverado, and then that newer stuff ends up being base model stuff in like a box truck or a van in like '06. So nicer, earlier '03s have some of those rods, and it's just total luck of the draw on most of it. '04 and up is usually a safe bet. Some '03s had better rods. Some things as late as like, I feel like '05, '06 for sure has the 24X stuff with the better rods and pistons, but it's just one of those things you got to look at. To make the Turbo 6.0 stupid simple, I noticed use early PCMs, 24X crank. Are those Gen 4 or Gen 3 blocks? Here's the funny thing. The Gen 3 block with the 24X crank comes with the LS2 style Gen 4 rods. That's why, yeah. Do you pick and choose parts bin, or is there a holy grail year? Just newer. And then around '07, '08, yeah, they went to 58X. So then you need like the newer computer, or you need to get a 58X motor and the Lingenfelter knockdown box. All of that happy shit. And then the issue is the newer blocks have displacement on demand installed in them and all sorts of other shit you have to end up deleting, and they become a headache. So that's why the early year LS2 rodded 24X motors are simple, cheap, and effective, and need nearly nothing to start. Anyway.
I like his PS. I was reading the PS.
Should be on the lookout to convert to drive by cable. Okay. PS, he's got a van fetish. When you pulled the 6-liter for your Colorado, I think there's any way. Sure, people build 2,500 work vans. Look up AMS Performance. My buddy Arnie, they have built like
bullshit.
Like a 4-wheel drive, low 12-second, 8,500 pound, 3,500 work van. And then they sold it. Thank you guys for all the videos. We especially appreciate the Rambletron versions because you leak little tips and tricks along the way without you even realizing you're doing it. I've heard of that.
No, I like the next thing. You can go ahead and read.
PSS, Jamie sneaking in the raccoon suit had me physical pain during the post-Dyno 950 teardown. I was laughing violently. Something is wrong with me.
A lot of people enjoyed it, except for Matt.
I was the only one that didn't enjoy it because I was taking apart my motor and I was sour.
Yeah, he was sour. Like, extremely sour.
I don't know what else to say. I'm not going to lie about it. I was upset with, and I
haven't put the raccoon
I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with this motor? I'm trying to figure it out. And everyone on the internet's like, rah, raccoon. And you're in the corner here, like, doing some weird shit. And I'm like, none of this is appealing to me at all. New here to LS World. Doing a turbo build on a 2011 Silverado 6.2 4x4. I've watched several of your videos. Need some help over here in Indiana. I know this is not your cheap vehicle build, but nonetheless, I'm looking to eliminate the FPCM and the PWM fuel pump setup eventually. I'm going with a trick turbo setup. Okay, 80 pounders custom cam. Yeah, you basically need to wire it to run the pump all the time. So there's a signal wire that like signals 12 volts. You just have to find which wire that is, and you can tap into that and use it to turn on a relay that powers the pump full time, and then you need to install a regulator at your fuel tank or up in the front of the motor, and then do the returnless style setup but with a regulator and power the pump constantly and leave it go and just run like a 450 in the tank. Yeah, he doubled me. Go away. Fuel pump. Hope you and Jamie are doing good. No need to reply. Watching your videos. Building a turbo truck over here in the UK. LQ4 VS S480 Little John Stage 2 spring set 4-inch intercooler Bosch 210s 2,000 pound chassis truck. Wow. Goals are 600 wheel for now. Aims to turn it up later. Nice. I like on your fuel system you have made a 10 line up to the rails, splitting off to 8s, allowing good flow. And the split from a bigger feed, I'm planning on running a 4303, but I don't like the idea of 1 as they are only 8. Well, honestly, dude, the Walboro 450s I have were never intended to have a 5/8 hose on them, so that's fine. The single 8 should be fine also. Why is Mark running 2? because he likes to party. He wanted to make sure he would have enough fuel for like 2,000 plus horsepower.
He likes to be prepared.
So I was like, you might as well put 2 pumps on. And he's like, that's a good idea. I'll run 2 pumps. He has a check valve installed, so the one can't backflow to the other, and then the other one kicks on and boosts. Yeah, the single 4303 and all -8 or half-inch line is fine. And I think the in and the out on the 4303 is a 10 or an 8, but that's plenty. Holly or MS Gold? I've been watching your videos and I've seen that you have some seat time with the Holly. Which one do you prefer better? I like them both. The Holly is much more expensive. It's nice, but it is much more expensive. So it depends on your budget. And I would get the software for both. And whichever one you like, using the software, if it makes more sense to you, you should use. I don't know. It's kind of like when someone asks me, I'm an IT guy, and they're like, what digital camera should I buy? Or what laptop should I buy?
You gotta go mess around.
I'm like, go to the store, like Best Buy, and mess with them and pick the one you like, because you're going to have to live with it. You're going to have to deal with it. That's my best advice is if you're going to tune it yourself, download the software for both. It's free. Download the tunes, open them up, navigate the software, and if one seems totally confusing and when the other one seems like it's easier to understand, you should probably go with that one. If it's going to be you using it, you should understand it. Water meth with gold box. I'm wanting to turn the meth on with the gold box, but I noticed something in your tunes. You used programmable output to turn on the second fuel pump and meth around 160 kPa. Did you do this out of convenience to turn on 2 inputs at once? Turn on 2 outputs, I think you mean. I was going to do the water injection table and set it off with a valve. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I feel like for how I use it, I can just turn it on. I think you mean, should you enable... You can enable in the gold box where you can like progressively spray nitrous and set it, or spray the water meth. You can build a whole table. I don't ever do that. I think it's easier the simple way it is. AKA Blue Hoopty
I
Zephyr.
knew you were gonna see that.
Yes.
I knew you.
I did do it to make it easy, and you can run both the second fuel pump and the meth on the same trigger, and it does make it easy. And I do stuff like that. Yep. Throw it all in at once. Holes drilled in thermostat. No need to type as I watch the videos. I've heard you mention you drilled holes in thermostats to aid cooling. What size holes do you drill? Also, what kind of cooling gains have you seen? It's not technically the gain. 4 1/8-inch holes will knock a 200-degree thermostat down to the 180s, and 8 1/8-inch holes will knock a 200-degree thermostat to the 160s. It's just a poor man's temperature modification, and also it makes the cooling system easier to bleed. I hope you enjoyed that answer. I think it was precise. Hi from Canada. Watch as soon as your stuff comes out. Love what you do and what you share. I'm going to be following your 500 tire recipe on my 51 Chevy truck. Nice. On a 2001 Sierra frame.
That's
perfect. Cool. What I want to know is if you've put any or seen any other manual trans through punishments besides the T56. The reason I ask is I really want a stick shift. People say the NV3500 works great, especially for that much power. 500 through a stick shift is easy because the stick shift just shows really good numbers. I've also seen people put that 350Z, Z32, Z33, is that what it is? The CD09, all of those transmissions you can buy adapters for, and they're all good for like 900 horsepower. And they have cheap and effective clutches most of the time too. If I'm stuck with the 60E, how long will it last? Man, that's tough to say. It seems like people really,
how you are on it.
really people, some people.
Like mine will last forever because I don't beat the crap out of my truck.
Yeah, some people like to downshift their transmission with their throttle foot, and 60E isn't really like doing that. I mean, some people might have a 60E that lasts, but they might have better driving habits. It all depends. If all you're gonna do is drive it like a sooty diesel truck and floor it till it downshifts, and when it downshifts you lift,
you're not gonna have
it's gonna get ruined fast. Anyway, also, would it be cool if you were
It would be cool if you were able to test different transmissions with your experiments, like getting a cheap 1500 with a 4.8 and 5-speed. Just a thought. Lots of people state torque specs for all the other trannies and say religiously that the T56 is the only option.
Yeah.
It would be cool if Mac could get different options,
if
but he just gets what he gets.
Yeah, look at this totally stock 4L80E in this truck that just it just keeps shitting it out. Anyway, thank you for saying happy thanks Patrick's Day. Man.
Yeah, your struggles.
I'm rough. I'm in rough shape today,
man,
guys. My brain is off.
On your videos, but they are never. But they never post. I'm thinking I'm blocked from back in the 2500 days when I was trying to make a joke using sarcasm. Honestly, a lot of stuff goes in the spam, and every once in a while I
people
go
mark
in,
it too.
And
I forget that there's a thing that's marked for spam.
And every once in a while, maybe like every other month, I'll
go in. And it's hard to uncheck stuff too. Yeah. Like I can't unspam stuff once it's spammed. You might have been spammed.
Anyways, you should remember me. Drill bit into flashing dash light. Can't remember the joke for sure, but it had to do with saying something when you said not to say something. But yeah, man, would like to be able to comment on your videos and thumbs up. Honestly, I haven't seen his name, and I haven't seen anything not been.
Yeah, I don't know why you can't. That's weird. Maybe we can look into it.
Yeah, but that's awesome. He likes the background music and scene. He's doing nice work.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
He's playing around.
Copying off Casey Neistat. I think that shit's funny as hell. So.
I know you do a lot of tuning. I was wondering if you could do a startup tune for me. It's HP Tuners and a twin turbo 5.3. Please let me know if you're willing to do it and what you
just go on the Sloppy Mechanics wiki page and download something.
Yeah. And then mess with it.
Yeah, I'm not into doing remote tunes or that stuff. All of that stuff is just because it's twin turbo. See, it's funny. I think people get very bent out of shape trying to get something that's exactly what they have. And in reality, guys, I load tunes from stuff you might not think.
And then mess with it.
And then I just retune it. Like, I can take it. I mean, all of those tunes will start any V8 turbo project as long as you have the 80-pound injectors in common. They will all start and run.
So pretty much they just have to make sure the injectors match.
Just make sure that everything is right. And it's funny, like, whenever I do a bass tune or I sell someone a computer and they're like, this thing won't run. We always find out later that they have like the incorrect map sensor or something installed incorrectly or some other random shit going on, because I've done hundreds of cars and almost any one of those bass tunes will start and idle, no problem, from across the board. So that's why it's funny, because people are always asking for a bass tune and I'm like, just load one of them and start the car. You'll be fine.
That they need something specific for their
Nothing's
vehicle.
going to be exact.
No, you need the specific tune after your car's running.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just a base to get your shit running. But anyway, Q&A ECU question. Boosted Buckets 402. March 17. I'm going to be swapping an LQ4 and 80E from a 01 2500 into my Mustang. I don't know much about tunes and ECUs and all that, so what is the easiest I can buy, like a plug and play? Do I use stock harness? I'd like to use one of your tunes online since I have no clue what I'm doing and don't know if I should get Mega Squirt or what would be best, and I could use something of yours. Thanks for all the great info. No need to reply. What you should do is you can go into the wiki page for Sloppy Mechanics and you can read a thing that's all about like swapping this stuff in and what harness to use. And sure, you can, if you get this engine and transmission and you get the harness with it, you can send it to somebody and they can cut it down. You can cut it down yourself using like lt1swap.com. If you don't know how to do that, maybe you should have someone help you or buy one from like...
I'm sure there's a bunch of Mustang swaps online that you could just find.
It's all the same harnesses.
Yeah.
You can buy plug and play ECUs from people. In fact, I sell ECUs sometimes. I think I only have like 2 left, and one of them's going to Joey O'Donnell, and the other one I'm keeping as a backup. So right now I'm not selling any, but I have been known to sell ECUs. Now, are you going straight to turbo? You said you want to use one of my tunes. You can load that stuff yourself, and you could even download like help stuff. Or I have videos on Vimeo. It's called Vimeo On Demand. If you look up Sloppy Mechanics on Vimeo On Demand, I've started selling like how-to tune videos, and they're only like $25 a piece, and a couple of them are ground up HP tuner style stuff, and you can look and see what you're supposed to do and buy stuff that corresponds to your project and learn how to do it yourself from those. So anyway, yeah, you can get ECUs from lots of tuning shops. If not, I do sell them occasionally if you're that far out on building something. And yeah. Anyway, I hope all of that answers your shit. Timing. Hey, bro, how much timing are you running on that 1078 pull? All in, 9 degrees. 9 degrees peak up top with all the shit on top. Thanks for watching.
Reply, I watch the videos. I have a 4L60 Performa built trans, and it randomly shifts from first to second, usually. When it's above 3,000 RPM.
Yeah, absolutely. You should be able to set the shift points in the transmission tune, and if not, then something's wrong with your trans. Yeah, someone should be able to fix that for you. Maybe your gear ratios are wrong. Randomly shifts from first to second, usually. Your sentence structure is, that some of this stuff doesn't make sense, but.
Yeah, they should be able to do it. If they can, it's your trans.
Okay, Jamie and Matt, thanks for all the content you throw out to us enthusiasts and showing us the ways of cheaper horsepower, just as most everyone. I also watch the videos, so no need to respond. Just keep drinking your tasty adult beverage. Just coffee. Freezing my balls off drinking that green sloppy brew. I have been.
Is the sloppy brew in the tin?
Yep.
Then that's what you're drinking.
This is the sloppy brew, I can tell.
I made whatever was in your tin.
Yeah. Congrats on cracking 1K. Very impressive. I'm impressed too. Imagine that. I'm pleased with how I did. I have a question about that though. When you did your 992 run, yes, a lot of people are. I guess I'm gonna have to talk about this in my next update video. When you did your 992, you were on 21 pounds of boost before the engine let go. This time you made 820 wheel and said you were out of boost controller on 23 pounds. What causes this? Early on, I don't know if my map sensor was leaking and I was running much more boost, and that's how that happened. Also, I was running about 6 degrees more timing then because of the balancer. Once I checked my ignition, I had 5.5 degrees of advance. So that was another issue. So I think I had much more boost and ignition in, and that's why it seemed like so ridiculous down low. And I was also thinking about it. That maybe I was having other issues where I was blowing boost right through the motor and the rings, and that some stuff was screwed up, and maybe I overspun my turbo and possibly hurt my turbo. I don't know, but it's that's why I added the 2 dry kits of nitrous, because I was like, this thing's gonna fuck me and I'm gonna be stuck in the 800 900 range again. So then I just sauced it up and over. But yeah, there is a little bit of that. It's funny now how I was making it on higher boost, or lower boost technically, but I had much more ignition in it. And was my map sensor leaking? And was I making 28 pounds? I don't know. I also changed my wastegate springs once I did the dual spring setup, so now I can run 4 pounds. So my boost controller ran out when I got to about 22, 23. So that's the whole other part of the equation. I hope all of that makes sense and you're following along. A lot of stuff changed. I may go back to the dyno with the air hooked up to the compressor, and I might just run like 30 pounds through it of all boost and see what kind of power it makes. So, a lot of stuff was going on the night. It seemed to be doing well, but a lot of bad stuff happened after that 990 range pull. And yeah, it was. I was like, why is it making so much power on a relatively low amount of boost? And I think maybe the map sensor was leaking the whole time, and I was actually running much more than advertised. And I had too much ignition in it. Anyway, it happened. Hey, Matt and Jamie, I just wanted to say congrats on hitting 1,000 plus to the wheels. It's exciting to think about what is next. I did think there would be more big, hairy internet dick waving.
Thanks for all you do.
Yeah, thank you. And that's it, I believe, already.
That's it, all done.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
Nice and short one, and actually decent questions, so I'm pleased with that stuff today. Is there another message?
No.
Nope, that's it. All right, guys. Quick and easy this time.